table. Happy fans at the Etihad Stadium, couple of happy fans elsewhere around the Premier League. Brighton winning 3-0 against Leeds, Arsenal winning 2-0 at Burnley, Crystal Palace the victors against their London rivals Brentford, Fulham getting a win against Wolves that cost their manager his job. 2-2 between Nottingham Forest and Manchester United. Chelsea got one over their bitter rival Spurs, and Liverpool returned to winning ways. 2-0 they beat Aston Villa at Anfield. Earlier today, West Ham with the first home win under Nuno Espirito Santo, beating Newcastle 3-1. Same scoreline then for Manchester City against Bournemouth. One more game to come in match week 10, and it's Sunderland against Everton on Monday Night Football. But this is what the Premier League table looks like for now. Firmly rooted to the bottom of the table is Wolves. No wins, only 2 points so far this season. That loss to Fulham was loss number 8, and the one that cost Vitor Pereira his job. Nottingham Forest just above them, and then West Ham, that victory today moves them still within the relegation zone, but up to 7 points now. Let's look at the top half of the Premier League table, because Manchester City have moved into second place. They are 6 points behind Arsenal. Liverpool back to winning ways, win number 6 for them as well, and they are just 1 point behind Manchester City. Bournemouth in 4th position there after their first defeat in 9 Premier League matches. Spurs, Chelsea, Sunderland, Man United, Crystal Palace and Brighton all in the top 10 of the Premier League. But we ended off Sunday with a 4-goal thriller at the Etihad.
Erling, congratulations. It was a big victory, and it's a victory that puts Manchester City up to second. How important was that win?
Yeah, thank you for that important win, and yeah, it's good to bounce back after losing a bad away game. So yeah, it was nice.
2 goals for you, which isn't a surprise, but talk us through, especially that first one. You were one-on-one with the goalkeeper. What did you see in front of you?
Goalkeeper, of course. I try to contribute for the team by doing my job, and yeah, we won again, and it's good to win. That's when everyone is happy. So that's what we try to do all the time. So now 2 more important games before international, and keep focusing.
Ryan Cherky started the match today. It seemed like you two had quite a nice partnership on there.
Yeah. We all know his qualities. So it's about trying to get the best out of everyone. And today he had 2 amazing assists to me, so yeah, hopefully many more.
We heard as well that it's the 15th time you've been subbed off in your Manchester City career on 2 goals. So how desperate were you for a hat-trick today? Did you feel like you could have got one?
Yeah, of course. So you need to ask Pep for this. I think there were probably a few fantasy managers that were not so happy when I got subbed off.
Do you ever surprise yourself, because you're in great goal-scoring form? It seems like you're just unstoppable.
I didn't score last game, so again, I try to help the team to win. That's my goal, and even by scoring or helping them with winning duels, it doesn't matter as long as we win. That's what I want to do. I want to win games, and I want to help the team become a better football team, become a better football club. So that's my job.
Well, you are the player of the match. Congratulations.
Thank you.
A player of the match performance from Erling Haaland. 2 goals. He could have had a third, but he was subbed off. Would you have been raging if that was it?
Yeah, I can tell that he doesn't want to be taken off as well. But I think he understands the bigger picture. He just lives for goals. I love his attitude. I see what he wants to do. I understand what he wants to do. I understand how much the goals mean to him. He's not bothered whether he has these touches, whether he's involved in the game. As long as he gets 1 or 2 chances during a game, then he'll be happy. Now, I can imagine last weekend when he didn't score, he'd have been raging. And this game couldn't have come quick enough for him. So, and he's got his 2. And there's no doubt that he'll be thinking tonight, should have been 3. He'll be thinking about, as well as the 2 he scored, he'll be thinking, I should have put the other one in.
Yeah, because Stuart, you actually said that looked the simplest of the 3 chances, the one that he had for the hat-trick.
I think so. I think he had more time on the 3rd one. It looked as though he was going to mix up the finishes a little bit. It was the right... I just think he failed to get the correct elevation on the finish that he had. But listen, I love listening to him. He never dives on the floor. He never tries to sort of con the referee. He's cold. He's clinical. He is an absolute finishing machine. And it's a pleasure to watch him, to be fair.
It is the finishing that will grab the headlines naturally, and the goals. But let's talk through Erling Haaland's day and his contribution overall.
Yeah, I mean, he's just a handful. His job is to be really awkward and really difficult to play against. You know he's decent in the air. We know how quick he is if you're going to leave that space in behind. And I think that's where it's slightly changed for Man City, whereas they're looking quicker to get the ball into him, into the build-up. And then when it does happen, that happens. If you're going to defend like that, then there's only one thing going to happen, and he's going to punish you because of his pace, because of his ability to run with the ball, and then clearly he's top-class, lethal finisher. And it's great that he gets across the defender, but then that second touch to then push it away from the goalkeeper is really, really impressive. And this is the one he might be thinking about tonight, that he should have had his hat-trick. I can see what he's trying to do, something different to the other two, but he just doesn't get the height on it. And again, early ball into the box. That wasn't quite happening when he first came to the club, because they might have gone back and across to the other side, but early ball into him now, and he is loving playing in that Man City side. And who wouldn't? Which centre-forward wouldn't when you're as good as him and as direct as him?
I think as well, the way Pep analyses football, I bet you every summer, every off-season, they sit down and think, how can we get some more out of Erling Haaland? How can we supply him with the chances that he's so clinical at finishing?
That takes him to 98 Premier League goals, which means that Alan Shearer's record lives to fight another day, but he is inching closer. 107 appearances and 2 goals left to get. You did it in 124.
Yeah, I'm pretty confident he'll do it. Whether he does it the next one or the one after, he'll do it. I love his attitude. I love everything about him. I love how goals are his life. And that comes across in his interviews, it comes across in his performances, and I've got great respect for him because I've been there, and I know that feeling, and it's the best feeling in the world, I promise you.
Erling Haaland has 17 goals in all competitions for Manchester City. Just look at the difference, Stuart, between him and the next top scorer, 2, Ryan Shecky, Jeremy Doku, Phil Foden, and own goals, of course, on 2. An over-reliance, we talked about it, because last season we saw what happened when Erling Haaland was out for a period of time.
Yeah, that's always a big worry. You know, if you do sign a striker into the football club and you notice there, all the players that have scored as well, none of them are really recognised centre-forwards. So they've literally got Haaland or nobody. But if you sign a centre-forward, what centre-forward's worth their salt is going to want to come and be understudy to Erling Haaland? Because you're not going to play.
Maybe the issue then, not that he is scoring too many goals or they're too reliant on him, or that the rest of the team isn't adding in?
There isn't an issue. There's an issue if he gets injured. But at the minute, whilst he's playing like that, whilst he's scoring, whilst he's as fit as he is, and no one wants to wish any injury on him or anyone, but there's only an issue if or when he gets that knock or if he gets injured. At the minute, he's doing everything that he can for the team. And if the others, he's going to get 45 or 50 goals this season if he goes out and continues this form. But if the others chip in, if Foden gets 8, if Doku gets 6 or 7, if Cherky gets 6 or 7, then that's fine. No problem. They'll be there or thereabouts, you know, and they'll be challenging not only for the Premier League but for other cup competitions as well. So I don't see it being that much of an issue at all.
OK, well, for Bournemouth, it is a first defeat since the opening night of the season. Let's get post-match reaction from their camp. Here's their manager, Andoni Iraola. Manchester City 2-1 up against Bournemouth at the break. The opening goal came from Erling Haaland, 17 minutes in. You said he'd scored today. No surprise, is it? You can't keep the great man down for too long. Last week didn't score. This week he's determined to make up for it. I mean, the pace, the power, the ability to run with the ball, and then there was only one outcome. The ball was going to hit the back of the net. I mean, Bournemouth are all over the place defensively. Diakite goes in. And then Senesi decides to go in there, which then creates that space. I mean, terrible defending. You have to be at it when you're playing against him. And they weren't in the first half. And what a finish. Really clever. He picks his spot. But it's the pace. Once he's away, you're just not catching him. What Shirky? Look at him celebrating. He isn't even on the back of the net. He knew that. Well, money in the bank. He knew that. You can count on Erling Haaland. Stuart, the way with which they sliced through that Bournemouth defence with ease was happening all of the first half, wasn't it?
It was, and a lot of that, the contribution was the Bournemouth back line. If I didn't know better, I would have said they sold 3 out of the 4 of their defenders this summer, and that they look, you can't believe they're second in the league defending the way they did in the game today. The one thing you do know when you play against Haaland, do not cede space in behind your back line. And they stepped out at the wrong times, both central defenders, and he'll score again and again in the second half if they keep doing that.
They did manage to restore parity, though. Tyler Adams from the set piece. Let's look at it.
Yeah, as I say, the goalkeeper here is trying to buy a foul. There was a slight touch on his back, I think, from Brooks. But he's got the punch all wrong. What he should be doing is using the pace on the ball just to help it on its way and carry it on its journey. He's got the punch, the timing of the punch wrong, left it in the danger zone. And credit to Adams, he was there on the spot and finished it pretty clinically.
A first Premier League goal for Tyler Adams and a first goal since 2021. There was 1-1 at that point. It didn't last too long because once again Manchester City took the lead. Once again, Erling Haaland.
Yeah, and once again, Bournemouth back four were all over the place. But again, the ability to run with it. But that second touch, just to knock it past the goalkeeper, was incredible. Truffaut's like 3 or 4 yards behind the rest of his defenders, playing him onside. And when you've got space, as Stuart said, he'll get into that and he'll punish you. Again, it's such a clever finish. It's him being in control of the ball, him being in control of the situation, doing what he wants to do, keeper not forcing too far wide because of his pace and his ability to adjust himself. It's a great finish.
That takes Erling Haaland to 98 Premier League goals in the race for 100. The quickest is Alan Shearer, the man sat next to me here and next to Stuart in the middle. Erling Haaland is putting that record under serious threat. He's got 98 in 107 appearances.
I think he'll do it, don't you? He might even do it in the second half.
Yeah.
Well, funny you say that. He could have had a hat-trick. Let's look at the opportunity that could have taken Haaland one closer to breaking Alan's record. And this is the moment. Stuart, you were wondering, was this perhaps the easiest of the chances?
I thought it was, actually. I mean, once again, the back line, one stepped up, the other one's dropped off. They don't know what they're doing. And he's gone through. He's had plenty of time to think about it. No pressure from the defenders. And just tried to mix up his finish a little bit and a little dink. And I'm not sure he got it right.
Yeah, this actually happened before the Haaland moment. This was O'Reilly. They're just cutting through that defence so easily.
Yeah, they're playing such a high line, and with the pace of City and the runners they have off the ball, if you don't get it right, then you're going to get punished, and they should have been punished more with the chances that City have created.
Yeah, Pep Guardiola's side leading 2-1. Should it have been more? It certainly could have been.